Hello students, today we will take up some Greek terms which Aristotle uses in his poetics. In our introduction part, we did that Aristotle distinguishes two kinds of plots, simple and complex. Simple and complex are technical terms which he uses to explain that in a simple plot the action moves forward continuously and uniformly without any change of direction and it leads to an end, whereas in a complex plot there is an abrupt change of direction. The hero's fortune rises up to a certain point, the climax, and then rapidly falls downwards. There are reversals, and the word he uses is peripety and recognitions or discoveries, for which another term Aristotle uses is Anagnorisis. So we will do in detail what does he mean by the term peripety and Anagnorisis, which are the incidents, and as such they are connected with the plot and having nothing to do with the character. So the exact significance of these terms is explained and defined in chapter 11th of Poetics by Aristotle. So he says that in the chapter 11th that the plot of a tragedy has three formative elements, that is peripety, anagnorisis and suffering. In a complex plot there is a climax or a turning point at which some sort of discovery leads directly to the change of fortune, and this change of fortune Aristotle calls the peripety or a sudden reversal of fortune's wheel. The most effective form of peripety is one that is exactly coincidental with anagnorisis, that is the discovery of some fact, as in the Oedipus Tyrannus, where Oedipus's fortune is reversed at the point where he discovers his parentage. Peripety can also be interpreted to mean the reversal of the agent's intention, that is, a situation in which the consequence of the hero's action is the opposite of what he intended. This device is certainly effective and full of tragic irony. It is present in the peripety of Oedipus. Duncan's murder in Macbeth is another example, since the results were not what Macbeth intended. In this sense, peripety becomes a kind of tragic irony, forming the very basis of the plot. Discovery and peripety, as thus explained, are constituent elements of the most effective kind of tragedy. Now, we will do what he means by the term anagnorisis or recognition. Aristotle has defined and explained anagnorisis, that is discovery or recognition, as change from ignorance to knowledge, bringing about a reversal in the fortunes of the tragic hero. Since he regards discovery as an important element of a successful plot, he lists 6 kind of recognitions or discovery, and they are, he says that there are 6 kind of reversals, and first one is recognition brought about by science, means that it is the least artistic, which is called as recognition brought about by the science or marks. These signs may be by birth or they may be by acquired after, as for example, the birthmarks or the scars, etc. Further, these signs or tokens may be external, like necklaces, etc., which may bring about the discovery. To use such signs as proofs implies perfection, and use of them is inartistic. When used at all, their use must be spontaneous, not the result of thought but of chance. Next comes the discoveries introduced by the poet at will, which means that their use is arbitrary and so it is inartistic. They do not grow naturally and logically out of the plot. They are manipulated by the poet without regard to necessity and probability. The third kind of discovery depends upon memory, means it is a discovery which is made by a person whose memory is awakened by something he sees or hears. He is reminded of the past and the recognition follows. The fourth one is the discovery made through a process of reasoning, which means through the process of reasoning, one event is linked up with another till the truth is recognized. Fifth is the discovery by bluff. It is hard to understand what Aristotle really means by the discovery arising from false reasoning on the side of the other party. As for example, he cites various proofs and it is known as the discovery by bluff, employed by detectives both in and out of fiction. Another interpretation is that Aristotle is here referring to the device of laying false clues which lead to the conclusion. The best and the most artistic kind of discovery is the one which grows out of action itself, which means that such a discovery is natural and credible and it surprises and startles the readers. Thus, in this chapter, the Greek philosopher, he has listed these 6 kinds of recognition from least to the most artistic one.